Lay down. I'm not playing with you. Nobody playing with you. Damn. Anyways, people out here who are walking around with that ego, man, they aren't really doing so great. Like, you're lying to yourself. Fuck it. We just gonna move with it. Saint. Don't run. Lay down.
Please be, must be destined to be. Please don't wake me up from the sleep. No pension dreams. Being hungry is happy to be. Cause you know, sat in the sheets in a love like makeup. Fast, fuck, slow. Always want a bit more. No love, just like.
Don't run. Lay down. This is why I have him in a cage. Anyways. Hello everyone, my name is NSLX. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm still working on an intro, but anyways, I hope you like my hair today. I'm like doing like, I don't know. I got tired of the slick bun and I also got tired of the hair wrap. So I'm just like, whatever. My hair shrunk, but it's whatever. Also have my tea, chamomile, honey and vanilla tea. Same one from last time. Welcome. Basically this video is gonna be about like no longer being afraid to be vulnerable. I'm releasing the mindset of thinking that me being vulnerable, being open about my feelings, open about something hurting me or affecting me, you know, just being open about my emotions and how things affect me in this lifetime is not like a sign of weakness, nor, you know, does it mean like you're giving someone else power, because there are people out here who actually find pleasure in people speaking up or being open about their feelings, the bad feelings that they've had, or you know what I mean, or being seen crying or whatever. And I'm just, that's so sad. That's so like poisonous to humanity in general, like, you know, because, you know, now you have a lot of people who feel like being vulnerable is a weakness, that they feel the need to, that everyone just walk around in ego, you know what I mean, trying to protect themselves from being hurt or being seen as weak, when it's like literally the complete opposite. Like a lot of people who are open about their feelings or whatever, choosing to heal and choosing to, you know, just be open and share your truth, whether good or bad or whatever, it takes a lot more courage, a lot more strength to do that than to go and overindulge in things, to run away from feelings or adopt this like kind of fuck it mentality, excuse my language. But you know how people, especially in like the dating scene, like people adopt, like they get hurt or whatever during dating and they adopt like the player type of energy, knowing deep down that's not who they are. And I just kind of dealt with something like that. And I also talked about like there's a difference between becoming a player because you were hurt and just deciding to just explore the dating scene, you know what I mean? Because it's like you have people out here who, like I said, it's like ego driven, you know, they are afraid of having that deep connection or being seen on a vulnerable level, or, you know, being so seen in general, you know what I mean? Like they kind of like do all they can to kind of run from that or hide from it, which where the ego comes in. People have this mentality of like, I'm gonna get you before you get me, right? I had that as well, but not to that extent. We all have our issues, you know, we all have our trust issues. I talked about this in the last video too, you know, like I understand like adopting that mentality is very unhealthy, not only for yourself but just for like humanity in general, you know, or I should say just society. It's very unhealthy and it's like very pushed a lot, even in music, to adopt that type of mentality, because it's only so easy. But you know, deep down everybody wants to be loved, everybody, you know. And like I said, I just kind of personally dealt with a situation where like I had this connection on that deep level where we kind of saw each other at the soul level, you know what I mean? But they did express like they experienced something in the past or whatever that was kind of detrimental, just not wanting to be open like that again or something, you know. I tried to make it obvious that I wasn't like someone who could or who would like do them like that, because I was like I made sure I was like letting them know I was like there for them to like, you know, like, though you don't have to worry about like the superficial shit, one, because, you know, I'm not really gonna get into like what they expressed to me about that, but I dealt with someone who was tired of people only wanting to be around them for a specific reason, you know, and like I was making it very clear that like I wasn't that type of person, you know what I mean? But I thought I got the message clear, because like it was intimacy but not like on a sexual level, you know what I mean? Like it's like that very like, okay, I see you, you see me type of level of intimacy type shit. And this situation really tested the waters of me like choosing. I could have easily said fuck it and went back into like the like player mentality, whatever, right? I decided like, you know, that's not, like I said, it's not healthy, you know. But what hurt was I found out this person after that little encounter that we had. This person was out here like dogging me all kind of ways, and like actually I don't know exactly verbatim what was said, but like I just know like this person was like really the complete opposite of what I've seen in person whenever it was just us, you know. So it just really hurt to find out that like people care so much about not being seen as weak or being so afraid of being hurt again that they will literally allow their ego to consume them in such a way. And when I found out this information as well, like my ego kind of came to the forefront, but I kind of really had to really fight with myself to like not become like that, because that's counterproductive to where we're headed. Defeats the purpose of like the whole Aquarian age, I feel like. I'm not saying that's not why I'm like making that decision. It's just simply not healthy for us at all, for humans at all. Like you really just end up bitter and resentful because you just refuse to really sit down and acknowledge those feelings and just like really purge them out, you know. I heard this person was out here playing mind games basically with me, and it was all intentional. Like I understand if it was just like, you know, fears, things happen sometimes, you know, like people do let their fears take over, but there's also like is a level to that, you know. Like not only did they take the mind games, like you know how people like narcissistic people, they kind of like give you a little bit and then like pull back incredibly, you know what I mean, kind of make you want to chase them in a way or beg them or something for their love and stuff. And then like once I found all of that thing, it broke my heart, because it was just like, what I do? You know what I mean? Like I didn't really do nothing. And it was all just, bottom line, it was all ego, you know, and just trying to uphold some image, you know. Especially there's a lot of men out here that do this too, so it's not just this person, but there's a lot of men out here that walk around with their ego just like at the forefront, and I seen that. I can see right through that, you know. I'm not really impressed by the superficial shit. Like I'm not impressed by like money, I'm not impressed by clout, I'm not impressed by bullshit, you know. Like I really saw good in this person, and I was really like connecting with that version of him, and to basically just kind of like ball up and throw it in my face like on some fuck you shit, I was like, whoa, you know. In my ego I tried to shake it off, you know, but then like it kept really nagging at me, you know. And even in the first 2 videos I'm trying to like beat around the bush about it, because I didn't really want to speak on it either, because I was thinking like, oh, I want to give this person no power, they're gonna hurt me like that, whatever, when that's not even the case, you know what I mean. Like crying and healing from situations that hurt you is not giving anyone else any powers, and if anything is alchemizing. This whole situation helped me transform into a version of myself that like I thought it was gonna take me a little longer to get here, you know what I'm saying. Not to give them credit, but like I could have easily become someone who was bitter and angry and decided to just shut love out all the way because of that, you know. So it's like I made the choice for myself to heal, to allow myself to feel through these emotions, you know what I mean, because it's necessary in order to like live a life of joy, peace, and freedom, you know. And my guys have really been pushing me to speak about this as well, but like I was too caught up about what people will say, what people will think, whatever. And it's just like people are going to think what they want to think anyway. People are going to believe what they want to believe. I can't help that, you know. And I understand, like I even said this before, like me speaking about things that affected me, or like even when I used to do the podcast on here and I was just picking up the mic and rambling about my feelings or whatever, like it would help me kind of heal from it, like I'd be able to release something by speaking about it, you know, and just like posting it, sharing it, moving on, you know. And that's what this is, you know. I started feeling bad for being someone who loved deeply as well. Like that was the reason why my whole ego thing started to like, you know what, kind of fuck it, like I'm gonna just become like this, you know. Like I'm someone who I love hard, I love my friends hard, I love family, I love hard, and it's really hard for me to turn hateful towards someone. I can go cold, like right now, like I want nothing to do with this person, you know, like but it's in more of a loving way, you know, than in my past. You know, I could have like, when I was like a little younger, I could have been like, you know, up here just like going in. But yeah, like people are so afraid to be emotionally vulnerable. And it's like even people like us, if you're like me, like if you love deeply, whatever, you kind of feel bad for having a big heart sometimes. Like you feel like it's a curse to have a big heart sometimes, and it's not. Like it can feel like it because of what is pushed in society today. Like people, they're so caught up on superficial shit, and it's like superficial isn't always just material shit. People are so caught up on holding a superficial type of like personality or image that they will do anything, they would act a certain way, they would literally disregard their own feelings, their true feelings about something, because they want to be accepted by, you know, by other people, you know what I mean, that probably don't even have their best interest at heart at all, you know. So it's kind of piggybacking off the last 2 episodes that I did, but it's not weakness. You're not giving anyone any power at all for just feeling through your emotions and being open and upfront and honest about that. Like, yeah, like, okay, you know, even if you do find joy in that, that says a lot more about you than it does me. I'm not weak. My happiness doesn't thrive off of someone else's downfall, you know what I mean, or someone else's, like, you know, see, like, you know, they're going through a bad season. Like even the things that I'm hearing now about what this person may be dealing with and whatever, like I'm just like, it sucks, you know what I mean? Like part of me, like I felt bad for even wanting to still pray for this person, you know what I mean? Like going to God, like, hey, like I said, knowing the extremes, like this person really went to the extreme to make me feel like shit, you know? And the whole time I just think it was just time for me to do shadow work. You know what I mean? Like I'm just doing shadow work the whole time, and it was just like, it was intentionally sent my way to make me feel a certain way, you know what I mean? Because of whatever reason, you know? It's just sad that it's like a lot of people out here that walk around like that, you know? My last episode, I was talking about trust issues, and that's where my trust issues came from, because like, again, in my face, the encounters that I had with this person, like it was so like, you know, connecting for real, and like, you know, relating in a way, you know, even though like he was kind of lying a lot about certain things, but still like I was trying to, like, I don't really care about that, you know? I care about people lying, but I'm talking about like lying about things just to impress me, you know? Along about like little shit, like, oh, I like this song, well, I like it too. You never even heard of this person, you know what I mean? So it's like, and I know that, you know, like I see through a lot, okay? And like people try to test me about it, you know, and it's just like, okay, I'll play along. But you know, again, I couldn't let myself feel bad about being who I am, and that's just who I am by nature. Like it's just how God made me to be, you know what I mean? Like I value deep connections. I don't care about a lot of the superficial shit, you know what I mean? Like even though like we all here trying to get money, yada yada yada, whatever, boom boom boom, but I understand that it is more than that to life, you know what I mean? Like I had issues with doing things for people to accept me too, in a way, but not to that extent, you know? Like I wouldn't do things to purposely like make someone feel like shit because I want to uphold this like, oh, I'm big and tough type of image or something, you know what I mean? I just don't get it, you know? And like, again, I have that issue. Who else has that issue? Like you get mad at yourself for still wanting, like just hoping and praying that like these people who literally were out here trying to literally like make you feel like the worst of the worst, you still kind of like be hoping and praying that they heal and that they, I don't know, like it's not, there's nothing to be ashamed about, but like I think it's why it's been so hard for me to like let it go, because I've been stuck on that. Like why do I still, even after finding all this out, why do I still want this person to be better, you know? But like from, you know, what I've been guided to do, like I just can't, like, even though like I want to make peace or whatever, I can't reconcile with this person because I truly can't like trust them anymore at all. And the only way that could happen is if the way that I found out that he was doing like the complete opposite, I would have to find out the same way, you know, get the green light from the same way. And that's how I'm gonna just put that, you know what I mean? But you know, I've been also moving on as well, but because I haven't been so open about it and haven't like been trying to like beat around the bush about it, like it's still been kind of in the back of my head about it. What? Anyways, y'all forgive me if I don't make any sense. But anyways, like humans, we are meant to, feeling our emotions is, whether happy, sad, or whatever, feeling through anything, grieving, you know, people that we lost, whether it be through death or whether it be just like failed connections or whatever. Grieving that is very important, and acting like you don't give a shit is only really hurting you in the long run, you know what I mean? Adopting that whole player, like, you know, just going out here and doing like everybody else, you know, to try and run from their feelings or whatever, it's only gonna hurt you more. You know what I mean? There's people out here who want the same thing as me, want the same thing as you, like wanting to connect deeply, and who understand the value in that as well. People who aren't afraid of their own emotions. You know, there's people out here like who, like I said, who are here doing the work, who are seeking the same things that we're seeking. So it's like, you don't have to fall into that mindset, you know, because like I said, like that's only you're only playing yourself in the end, you know what I mean? Because one, you're racking up karma, two, by playing that whole like get someone before they get me type game that people play, them the mind games. And you also end up playing yourself out of, you know, healthier connections, you know what I mean? Because you have people like me or like us that are out here trying to like actually build deep bonds with people and whatnot, and you know, hurting them, you end up hurting yourself, because now you have to deal with, you know, like the only people you can attract now are people who like play the same game as you, you know. But if that makes sense. But anyways, don't be afraid to be emotional. There's nothing wrong with being emotional. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive. There's nothing wrong with loving deeply, loving hard. Always choose to, no matter how hard or no matter how someone tries to make you feel, or whatever the fuck they try out here are trying to make us feel like we're being the human fucking beings that we are and not robots. Don't feel bad about that shit, man. You keep loving, you know what I mean? You keep loving just as deeply. You keep loving just as hard, you know, in a healthy way. You know what I mean? Loving yourself just as much. You know, you will attract the right people. People who are on that same wavelength, who think just like you. My hair is like probably shrunk as we were like recording this. Oh well, guys, I don't know. I really got tired of that slick bun. You know, I'm thinking about going live soon, because talking to the camera is nice, you know, but I just want to talk with people, just chat. Let's see who pops up and just have like a title and we just like discuss like that, because like, you know, like I know that's all I have to say right now, but like if I had people conversating or something, then I'll like, you know, we could like sit here all day, you know, type shit, or for a few hours and talk. And that's what I feel like doing right now. But I actually have work to do. I have to prepare for tomorrow, big day tomorrow for me and whatnot. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope we can kind of make some sense out of this video as well. Those of you who understand me, then you're my people. You know, I'm trying not to worry too much about how I sound or whatever, if I'm making sense as I'm recording, because like I'm just like going off the top of my head. And I did touch on my key points at the same time, but whatever. If I repeat myself, I'll repeat myself, whatever. Anyways, thank you for joining me for tea time. I'll talk to y'all later. It is what it is now, you know? Moving on.
Yeah, unplug the telephone, bitch, ringing nobody's home. Went off the GPS glitch, they